Right, hello everyone and welcome back to the Darts with Jack podcast. It is the 15th of March 2024 and this is your number one podcast for all things darts. Right, it has been an okay busy week in the world of darts. We have to talk about the first European tour in Belgium, all the drama from that, including a lot of big fishes and an angry Pikachu. We also have a 9-darter to talk about. We have the Premier League from last night to talk about. We also have to look ahead to the Pro Tours next week. So please leave any feedback in the comment section on Spotify or the comment section on YouTube. I will also be putting my linktree in the description below. So please click that and follow my socials if you get a chance to. It's really appreciated. My Instagram has been doing really well recently. That's probably the best place to DM me instead of Twitter. But obviously you can DM me on Twitter if you want. And also I've got my business email, which is dartswithjack@outlook.com for any business inquiries. So right, let's get into the European Tour. European Tour 1 was in Visa in Belgium, and I'm just going to go from the quarterfinals and talk about special moments. First special moment, the one, the only Joe Cullen, the absolute goat of the darting world, my favourite, I'm sure he's many of your favourites. And in his game versus Martin Schindler, he averaged 104. In his game versus Dirk van Dijvenbode, he another 100 plus average. He hit a 170, obviously, amazing, good for Cullen. Final leg, leaves 170 and hits it to win the match to get through to finals day. What a guy, 2 170s in the match. Right, let's go from the quarterfinals. Right, in the first quarterfinal, Riccardo Pietrezco beat Johnny Clayton 6-2. The second semi-final, Luke Littler beat Jermaine Watermena. I'm just going to check Littler's average here. Littler is insane. 110 for Luke Littler. Jermaine Watermena averaged a good 103. Almost, and it's got nowhere near. After that, we had Searle losing 2-6 to Rob Cross. Price beating Stephen Bunting, arguably the world's most likeable darts player, 6-4. Pietrezco then lost in the semi-final to Luke Littler. And this is the biggest talking point, I think, of the week so far. Now, Littler had, I can't remember what the checkout was it 90 or something? And I think he wanted to try and leave himself bull. It might have been 90-something or something above that, so I'm really, really sorry that if I got that wrong. But Littler tried to hit it to leave himself bull. And Pietrezco obviously didn't like that. And it caused him at the end of the game, once Luke Littler won, to have a bit of a storm out, be a bit annoyed with what Luke Littler said. And he was quite obviously annoyed. He was very, very emotional. Like, obviously, he lost in the semi-final. You can kind of get it. But this is the... Luke Littler reacted quite, annoyed at Riccardo's reaction. And this was the statement that Riccardo put out yesterday. Hi fans, I wanted to apologise for my behaviour on stage in Visa. I was really proud of reaching the semi-finals but got a little bit too emotional and overreacted in the game. Sorry, Luke, and big respect for what you achieved. And usually I'm also a fan of fancy checkouts. Looking forward to the Pro Tours in Germany next week. Thank you for your support. Yours, Pikachu. So, obviously it's good for Riccardo to put that out there. In the other semi-final, Rob Cross beat Gerwyn Price 7-3. And in the final, Littler was at the 9-darters, again hitting another 9-darter, averaging 103. Rob Cross averaged 108 and still lost. But it was a 9-darter for Luke Littler. Hit 6 180s in that game. That was the only time Luke Littler got close to a 9-darter. He hit it in the European Tour and he missed double 12 for it in the Premier League this week, and that is what we are going to move on to now. So, Peter Wright finally won a game, 6-5, beating Gerwyn Price, they both couldn't hit their doubles. They both openly admit that. Gerwyn Price then tweeted, put on his Instagram story, I just ate some food and couldn't even finish that. Good to see Price. I like the side of Price that we saw on his story. Both hitting 5 180s. In the other quarter, Humphreys beat Smith 6-4. And one of the games of the year so far, Luke Littler 6, Van Gerwen 2. Luke Littler, in 8 legs, hit 8 180s. That's more than I've ever hit in my life. I've hit 7, by the way, and still haven't hit one in March. I'm really annoyed. Luke Littler didn't even have a great checkout percentage. Highest checkout of 83. And he was on the 9 darter, treble 20, missed double 12 by quite a way in the end. Actually, no, it wasn't quite a way. I've done Luke Littler a bit of a disservice there, especially as no one else could do it. I believe the stat that was released was that if he hit that one, he would have levelled the amount of 9 darters in a PDC year. It's only March. That just shows how ridiculous he is. Van Gerwen then on his next throw hit 144. Was it 100? Yeah, hit 144. He knew he was going to lose at that point, Michael Van Gerwen. It's the final leg of the game for, what looked like it was going to be the final leg of the game. And that is where I love Van Gerwen. Imagine being the type of player where you have the ability to do that. In the final quarter-final, Nathan Aspinall beat Rob Cross 6-5. A solid average of 103 when rounded up for Nathan Aspinall, but he really shone against Luke Littler. Played really well, averaging 104.4, and actually at one point in the game it was his highest TV average of all time. In the other semi-final, it was 6-1 Humphreys, Wright 1. Humphreys averaging 107 when rounded up and 4 180s, but Wright got points on the board. I'm sure he won't be too annoyed with that one. And Humphreys did beat Aspinall in the final, in what was quite a comfortable final for Humphreys. Not the greatest final we've ever seen. A 95.53 average for Humphreys and 88 average for Aspinall. Humphreys hitting 6 180s. Right, that's the Premier League. Now we are going to look ahead to... There's no darts this weekend. I'll just double check that before I accidentally stop the podcast for something that I'm incorrect on. No, Sunday is St. Patrick's Day, no darts, but on Monday we have the Pro Tours in Hildesheim. No Littler in that. I believe there's no Humphreys. No Aspinall either. I'm just going to double check that, just so I can get that right. Also, in other news, Joe Cullen actually posted on his Instagram story that after the Pro Tours in Hildesheim, he's going to be releasing or selling Match 1 shirts on Wednesday and Thursday. He's got 22 of them, I think. How many of them he'll sell, I don't know. But, that is going to be realistically all my money gone. I really want one of them in a frame up in my darts room, which would just be incredible. Right, let me just get the Premier League news up. Not Premier League, the PDC news up. Where is it? Here we go. The PDC stars not competing tour card holders are Nathan Aspinall, Humphreys, Adrian Lewis, Luke Littler, Christian Perez and Adam Smith-Neale. And the non-tour card holders competing are Danny Jansen, Stephen Belmont, Daryl Pilgrim, Oscar Lukasiak, Richie Burnett, and one player to be confirmed. In the Challenge Tour today, which has just been, Noah Lynn van Leuven won the Challenge Tour. I think, is it just Challenge Tour 1 or is it Challenge Tour 6? Challenge Tour 6, sorry. Noah Lynn van Leuven taking the first event, and Challenge Tour 7 has just taken place, and someone has just hit a 9 darter actually, just before this podcast is recorded. Let me just get that up. Where's that gone? Kevin Burness hit a 9 darter in his last 16 clash against Adam Mould in the Winmau Challenge Tour 7. Right, I think that's all we've got to talk about today. I know it's been quite a short podcast, but it's just been results heavy, not much news to talk about. I'm not going to touch on the Adam Smith Neil. It's not my type of thing to really comment on. It's not what I want to bring on this podcast. But I hope you all have a great darting week. Hopefully I'll hit a 180. I will post that on all my socials if I do. Right, I'll see you in the next podcast. Have a good week all, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.